Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo, and I am here for a different episode 1 of a different season 3 than I expected to watch today. I went to bed last night with a plan. I was 99% sure that I would wake up this morning and be here in front of the camera introducing you to episode 1 of season 3 of Mob Psycho 100, which would have been great. But then I woke up this morning from a dream of fire and blood, of flying skyscrapers and a city destroyed. And I realized that my subconscious is and honestly has been locked in for a little while. And I'm going to listen to it. So I'm proud to say that we are here today to watch episode 1 of season 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen. We return to Goso Cinema. It feels a little strange to go on so much meandering and journeying and polling and stuff, to go on this big adventure for a couple of weeks to try to figure out what show could go next, and then to come full circle to the first thought that I had, which is that I should watch Frieren and Jujutsu Kaisen. But here we are. Sometimes you have to go on a long journey to realize that home is where you wanted to be. And now we're home. Home in Jujutsu Kaisen. And it's not a safe place to be. We left the world in a pretty precarious place. Shibuya is destroyed, Gojo is sealed, and Itadori Yuji is enemy number 1, back on the execution list, and he's got somebody very powerful and very familiar coming after him with, I don't know, like a grudge, like a real genuine personal grudge in his eye. How will Itadori Yuji survive this shit? Will Todo Aoi get his arms back and be able to boogie woogie? Is everybody else fucking alive? Is anybody else fucking alive? What happened to the thousands of people marked with weird curse shit who are gonna be awakened by not Gojo's weird bullshit? Who's Kamo? What's his whole deal? I mean, we kind of found out a little bit, but what are we doing here? Well, we're reinstating the Heian Age, the golden era of Jujutsu sorcery. And I don't know what the fuck that's going to do to the world. I don't know where we're going to start. I don't know what we're going to open on. I don't know if our main character can even survive this. Like, we're in totally uncharted territory now, and I'm very excited to see what the staff over at MAPPA, what Goso, and what the original author do with this incredibly weird, incredibly dark at this point story that they've created. We ended off the season in insanity. And then a little bit of normalcy for the last half of the last episode, as people go about their normal everyday lives, not understanding the significance of what has just changed, that everything is going to be different forever. At least that's what I assume. I assume that everything's going to be different forever. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe things will be just fine, and the sorcery will be happening around in the background, and it won't be like the world ended. But it feels to me like the world freaking ended. How do we rebuild? How do we live on in a world that's over? An age that has ended? How do we transition into this new age of sorcery that is oncoming? I don't know. In a time now, in the present, where everything is changing, and it feels to some extent like the world is ending, like the world that we've known and loved and been a part of for many, many years is coming to an abrupt end. An abrupt change into something new, an abrupt metamorphosis, to steal a title from the previous season. Figuring out what to do next in a world that is falling apart or has already fallen apart seems very poignant, very important to me. That we get to do that in the context of probably the most exciting action show, the most invigorating, novel, over-the-top action show that we've ever had on the channel, perhaps. Yeah, I'm in. I'm excited. And I'm looking forward to watching this first episode and seeing where we kick off. I'm going to draw something. This is something that I do at the beginning of every episode, of every video at this point, is I pull down a little camera and I draw something on paper. I'm trying to increase my skill and capacity to express myself through art, and this is how I'm doing that, consistency. So I'm going to pull down the camera, speed things up, put in some music so that it's easy to listen to. You can just skip ahead a couple minutes if you don't care about any of this shit, and we'll get right into the episode. I've had this idea for a drawing in my head for a couple of weeks, literally for as long as I've been thinking about Jujutsu, and now I'm really scared because I've, like, thought about it a lot, but now I have to actually execute on it, and it's like, it's way harder. Am I missing any? I guess there's the forehead one, but I don't think it really fits. Yeah. Alright, that'll do. This is not what I intended to draw. And it's funny how things work out that way. I didn't intend to watch this morning either. What I really wanted was hard, and I ended up iterating on it a bunch of times, trying to figure out how to make a face disappearing into the background with an arm creating a slice, kind of like the paint on glass scene that we got at one point. And I wanted it to be like one frame that catches multiple movements, so like multiple of those slices, shoop, 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 with just the face appearing in one quadrant of it. And for the fucking life of me, I could not figure out how to make that work. So I iterated on it 3 times and then just drew the face. Ah. Sometimes things don't work out the way that you expect, but sometimes they end up working out kind of better. This is pretty fucking cool. Okay. I'm happy with the experience and the experiment. Now let's watch some actual experts at work. It's a good reminder that just creating any one frame that's compelling, any one drawing that's compelling, is a challenge. And then you have to wonder how many compelling, interesting, foreshortened, difficult to draw frames happen in every episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. And then your mind starts to be boggled by the sheer quantity and quality of talent on display in a 24-minute show. Let's watch the next 24 minutes of the show and experience some of that talent, experience some of that wonder, shake out the willies, and let's watch it. I have downloaded the Kaizoku version of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3 because they have good subs, and hopefully those will be the best available subs. If there are better available subs, please let me know as soon as possible, and I will consider switching to them. As far as I know, these are probably the best ones. This is Season 3, Episode 1, or Episode 48 overall, something to keep in mind when we transition to looking at Sakugaburu after the fact, because I'm pretty sure we're going to have to look at Sakugaburu after the fact, like, guys, and, gotta keep in mind that it's episode 48. It is titled Execution, and I've seen the title. If I need to avoid episode titles, I will do my best to in the future, but they appear to appear at the beginning of every episode, so I think that we're meant to know what the title is. Exciting. Ain't no bones about what execution means. Yuji Itadori is on the chopping block. Whether he will just hand himself over and allow himself to be executed by one Yuta Otsuka, I think that's his name. I don't think so. I don't think so. Does he have anybody in his court? Does he have anybody willing to protect him, to go out on a limb and protect the guy who's in part responsible for the destruction of a fucking city? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. Kaizoku version. Is there anything that I'm missing here? I don't think so. Let's watch Jujutsu, everybody. Thanks so much for your continued support. Thanks so much for continuing to clamor and scream and yell that you want Jujutsu Kaisen. All of those things have an impact on the way that I decide what shows to watch. We've gone on a circuitous route to get here, but we're here. And it's time to enjoy, or be scared by, or just experience some Goso cinema. Episode 1. 2 versions. Picture-in-picture version will be available in the description. Timer-based version is what you're watching right now. It's on the YouTube. Sync up your own copy with it. There'll be a beep beep timer for your syncing purposes. early access on the Patreon. Beep beep timer. Let's go. Letterboxed and Painterly. Is that Yuji or is this the past? Oh! Yeah, you can't wash that blood off your hands, can you, man? I feel like we're in Dream. We. It almost reminds me of Monogatari styling. Something about the color palette and we. Ooh. He's just ignoring it? Okay, bye! Whoa. The world sure has changed, hasn't? Oh shit, he's here. It's kind of teasing these camera movements. Okay, it's no longer teasing them. Survival bar. Amazing shot choices. This feels like it's just constant. I'm keeping the music really low down. But it's got this pressure to it. It's like continuous build. Whoa, it's got a hand butt. Was that? Did somebody else just kill it? That looks like a sword. Straight through the hand. Oh, God, he's gripping it. Yeah, hold on for dear life, buddy. You were face to face with a different prodigy. Wow. What an incredible tone for the opening. You're probably wondering how I got here. What? Okay. Okay. Hi, Panda. Hmm. Hmm. That's what's her name, but she got all burned up. Mappa with these bouncy portions to their OPs where they jump into silliness is crazy. There is so much that I'm not processing, and that's totally okay, but holy shit, what the fuck? Oh wow, that was an Ophelia reference. The classic. A laughing ghetto? Not ghetto. That's who got burned, right? Man, they really fucking hate her. Ooh. Ooh. This is some Zenin clan bullshit, right? Yeah, Zenin no Naoya. Man, fuck these guys. Great. Great, good. You're not even the oldest? That's what matters. Somebody kill him. Please. Oh, through the wall? Oh, hello. That's gonna shake things up, isn't it? I really hope this fucking guy doesn't get the clan. Oh, the lighting. Yeah, we're gathered. Read the will. God, this scene's so weird. No! Okay. Wait, he has to ask them to use them? So he's the head, but he has to ask those two? Oh. Oh. Something's different. What? That has happened. Gojo Satoru is incapacitated. That's true, they would. I would too. Are you gonna go try to fucking kill him? Oh. Ah, nobody important. Oh, okay, sure. Did she hesitate for a second? Oh, yeah, no problem. Well, this problem is gonna solve itself. This now your problem is gonna solve itself. Uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. Single-use strings? That's what it seems like. Everything about that character is like pitch perfect to be, oh shit. I mean, he might welcome, at this point, he might welcome you to coming and killing him. Joso? Brother? Hmm. How many fingers did they make him eat? Okay, okay. Wow. That was a cool little build up. Oh, clapping to draw them? Whoa, they're fighting for him. That was a really cool use of CG to create a shifting landscape. Okay. Okay. We've gotten bigger. How did we get bigger? How did we get bigger? How did we get more dynamic? Man, it's just constant. It's just curses, 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 curses. So where are we in time with Yuta and Yuji sword situation? I assume we're now before that. Oh my god, there are so many. I need a notes page. Oh? Oh! Teamwork! Okay. Oh, the faith. Mmm. Mmm. It's all coming together. He does have somebody on his side. I love that. What? Oh shit, he's here. Okay, so he's talking about his father should have had stitches, so he should have been brain replaced or something? They don't realize that you're here to kill them. And now they're not gonna save you. Fair, fair, fair. Man, what's he got? He's really cocky. If he'd write, if he, like, whoa, 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 whoa! Oh shit, he's fast. Wait. Oh yeah, there's more to it. He just turned into a hologram, man. Did he just do that? No, they all just got caught in something. What? Oh shit. Oh fuck. Okay. He sensed Yuta as Gojo? He felt like that was Gojo? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Where's Rika? Is she still around? Gulp. Gulp. You're not on anybody's side, you dick. You're a piece of shit. You're executioner. Yeah. Yeah. The line across the eyes. Choso, no, not you. True. Ah. Dude, I don't think Yuta will hesitate to kill you, man. That's a thing to say. Yeah, you're sacrificing, man. No! No, Choso. No, 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 no. Something's gonna go oh my god, he's already just there. He's just fallen. Ah, Jesus. The whispers, the quiet level of it. It is no screaming, everybody yelling stuff. What the fuck? We gonna lose Choso this episode? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Oh, big guy. Okay. So now we're catching up. Okay, we've caught up. Ooh, that's death. Oh no, god fuck. Okay. He just stepped on the blade. Something about that scene was deeply different. Maybe the wide was rotoed? I don't know. It's not all his. Reinforced with cursed energy instead of being just solid physically. The blur is putting in so much work there. Mmm. So it's like he's all attacking in every direction all at once. Shit. You're gonna need it. Okay, but he's embedding it into the tool now. Fuck. He's got other weapons. Okay, he broke his sword. How, though? It doesn't matter. Just absolutely doesn't matter. Nah, she's still around. Shit. We're just having a good time. It's all good, Rika. Nah. It's cool how all this ties together. If Megumi doesn't show up right now, we die. It has to be Megumi, right? Or we're gonna do that and put a sword straight through his heart. And end the episode? Are we about to end the... Ah! Oh man, that was a 10 out of the gate. Just like full force, all the pedal to the metal. All pedal, no metal. This is a really weird ED. Also, whose face is that? My initial impression was that it was Gojo, but it could be Itadori as well. I think it's Itadori. Oh yeah, he's got the little eye things. These traditional paintings. What is this? I've never heard an ED like this. Ooh. She shows up. She got touched by what's-his-face, right? So she might not be okay. Do we get a little preview or anything? Oh, it's brothers versus brothers. That's so cool. Ah. 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 Okay, my brain is frazzled. My brain is frazzled. Why does Jujutsu do this to me? What is it? What is it about this show that does that to me? What is it about this episode that did that to me? And I'm sort of rhetorically asking, like, whoa, what the fuck was that? But also, genuinely, this is the question that I want to pursue over the course of our next maybe hour or so. Why did that rock me so hard? Why is it such an overwhelm? Why is it so much? Why does it feel so muchy? If you're in Goshizono's position, what is your goal for the first couple minutes of this episode and the episode as a whole. What's the goal? What are you trying to do? One thing is you need to reintroduce and rebuild our understanding of the current state of the world. Another is you need to reintroduce and rebuild our understanding of the current state of Yuji Itadori and how it has changed after the dramatic events of the end of the previous season. Then, on a more meta level, you still need excitement. You need something that gets people going so that they get really excited after watching this first episode and go post on social media, oh my god, Jujutsu Kaisen's back, we're so back, we're so back. You need that. It's important. You need to set up a new set of conflicts so that we can build off of those into the future. With those goals in mind, and the open mind to many others, because there's no way I'm capturing them all here, this is where we introduce the show. We're letterboxed, so this isn't real in some way. Yeah? That's how it feels. The bokeh or blur to everything, the subtle light on everything, and the fact that everything doesn't really move the way that you'd expect. Things are sort of lost or locked. It's a little bit dreamlike, but it's not clear if it's a dream. Yeah, it's partly real, partly not, and because we're in animation, we can't really know. We can't really tell. So this serves as both like a spatial location, but more importantly, it's an emotional location. This is a mental space. And Yuji is doing one thing in here. He's trying desperately to wash blood off his hands, and it's not happening. And the way that we sort of, we got camera blurring almost handheld. When do we use handheld? When you like can't focus, when there's too much going on, when the world around you is shaking, right? When you're on the city streets and buildings are flying around you, that's when you use handheld. So why do we use something like handheld here? Things are blurry. We're not able to focus. It's all off a little bit. It's interesting. It's unsettled. Something about the scene, the way the water flows and the line art around the hands reminds me dramatically of Monogatari styles. Shaft stuff. I wonder why that is. And then this dramatic difference, this shift to the giant bloodied hand. Which, I guess, that might be the arm of the big thing that's been cut off? So why is Yuji taking a moment here to wash his hands if he's just going to be back to the fighting? I don't know. I think this shot and a couple like it are really clever. We get Yuji's face sort of obfuscated and almost doubled. Like there's a portion where we see almost like two mouths here, right? It's like this mouth gets transposed up here. Maybe that's not what it is. Maybe that's his nose or something, but it's like he's multiple people. It's almost like looking at a character in a shattered mirror or something like that. And then we're in his perspective watching the blood drain. And then we're just here. And the whole time, what's the sound like? Just water running. When does that change? Okay, it changes as we come closer and closer to the hands, and then we've got this, like, burbliness in the background of it that sounds like it could be the water drain, but it's not. And that comes in and, J cuts us into the next scene. A J cut is like if you imagine you've got your video track and then you've got your audio track, you let the audio track come in first and then you let the video track come in. So the audio comes in and then it's like a J shape. I know I'm doing it backward to your perspective, but like J shape. Okay. So you bring the audio in first and then visual transition. This also serves to make me feel like Yuji isn't experiencing time correctly. Like everything's just sort of in flow and he's in one place and then in another place and there's no continuity almost. It's just the next scene and then the next scene. And it feels very intentional. It feels like that's psychologically what Yuji is actually experiencing is it's just like another fight and then another fight and then another fight and then you're running and then another fight. And it's just sort of rolling down a hill, tumbling, like no agency, no choice to it, just doing what you have to do in the moment. It's the feeling that I get. Almost as though he's like being pulled down a path and not choosing it, not orienting himself, just doing what he has to do, drudgery in the moment. Almost. It's something like that. This scene is crazy. He's so nonchalant about it. Okay, and then he turns and we tease the camera movement with this accelerating do 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 foo. And then pow out the side, and we really get music at this point. And what we choose is like broad, low-level synths with a bunch of like a bunch of noise to them, almost like rushing wind or water in the background. It's this noise floor that I think keeps building slowly over the whole thing. It's like building pressure, building tension, but it's from the floor coming up. It's like pressing us. And the visuals tell us what's going on in the world, kind of. There are curses everywhere across all the buildings. This whole area is dilapidated and abandoned, and curses are running wild. And this is the world that we live in. So this begins to check another box of, like, what's the state of the world right now? This is the state of the world right now. And we start off with, what's the state of Yuji Itadori right now? This is the state of Yuji Itadori right now. The sword going by is so cool. So that starts setting up multiple pieces in play all at once. We start off with just one piece on the chessboard. It's Yuji. And now Yuta's over there. And he's not in an attack position yet, but he's looming. And then Choso's on Yuji's side. We add him in. And then Naoya is off doing something else, and he's not. It's not certain how that's going to play out until he enters the board and really puts himself in the middle of the fray. So it, like, that's building up the new conflicts, right? Here's the new conflict with Yuta, bam. Here's the new conflict with Naoya and the Zenin, bam. And each of those has, like, multiple layers to it that can be explored later. So it starts us building. Maki and her situation with being in critical condition, bam. Okay. I'm starting to wrap my head around all the different pieces of this that are put together to make it work the way that it does. It's like a collage almost, but it's across time. Yeah. Stuff like bringing us to the scene with the sword thrust and then dropping back in time without really telling us where we're going and building back up to it sets everything in that weird time space and makes it adds some intrigue. It's interesting. I think it would work just fine if it didn't do that, like, double jump. If the only thing we saw of Yuta here was the sword scene, and then or you know, him walking by with the sword, and then we just go straight up to it. But something about getting up to this really compelling point and then dropping back from it and then showing how we got there is cool. It's cool. Okay, again with the motion, boom, boom, boom. It's cool. Our second tease, and then we're leaping into actual action. Wind rushing by, monsters going, but the music doesn't tell us, like, boom, 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 we're in an action sequence now. It's like we're in a drift. We're dreaming almost. Not really awake. Misty sort of synths. And these big, broad CG background movement sequences. Okay, so Yuji sort of Spider-Mans through the space here, and it reminds me so much of some of the cool stuff that we've been seeing in Dandadan. It seems like every studio is dramatically improving their capability at, like, big CG buildings and big CG spaces to create really cool camera movement. And I think what impresses me the most about this is how good the 2D looks on top of it and how well matched up it is. And I think that becomes most apparent in the bridge scene where we've got this big shifting bridge of a bunch of pieces that eventually orients itself all the way upward, and Yuji running across it looks just right to me. It looks great. A piece of me can tell, like, oh, that's a 3D model, but it doesn't matter. These blurs, man. It's almost like it continues us in handheld space, where we're pretending like we have a camera. And this is something that Goso is doing all throughout this episode, is acting like there's a real camera. And then using the things that might happen with a real camera, fast motion, too long an exposure, blurry shots, to create certain vibes, certain feels, to accent stuff, and maybe to eliminate drawings in between. I don't know how much this does to actually, like, reduce the number of drawings that have to be done. It seems like it is the same number of drawings. But when we get up close and these blurs happen, it adds something new. It's very different. Scale on point. Speed on point. Space on point. Cool. Picking up the bar and eating it also feels like we're in that dream, just marching forward, continuing on. It's like, this is sustenance, must acquire nutrients, in the middle of the battle and stuff. It's, yeah. But it also locks us into thinking like, oh man, Yuji's on a mission. He's on a path. Which is a little different from the sort of vibing with things or going with the flow vibe that I get earlier. I really like this shot of the eye with the battered window shutters. And his eye tracking right through the center. It's fucking cool. And then bam! But that doesn't even interrupt. We don't even hear that. And then we hear it here. And it's in the background. Like, Yuji's in an internal mental fog, and it's like blocking his hearing and his sight and everything. He's in this, he's still washing blood off his hands. That's the feeling that I get. He's still there. Because even when we do get the sounds of shattering glass and these things embedding themselves into the wall, they're way pushed back in the mix. It's all just sort of happening, but it's far away. I mean, shit, that's cool. Through the buildings. It's building. The music is definitely building. Kashing, it falls. We end up down in here with a sword pointed right at us. And a completely unforgiving look on Yuta's face. And then it cuts out to show us that we're in the middle of this beautiful image. Stunning. And that's where the music ends, and we end up with silence. Pull it down, down, down to just that one riff. Complete silence, and then the big crash and the blood splatter and the purple. Those opening 3 minutes and 33 seconds are very unique to me. I can't think of anything that's tried that kind of a tone before. I'm sure there are many examples of stuff being really toned back and putting ourselves in this, like, almost dreamy, ethereal space, but I can't think of one off the top of my head. And for Jujutsu Kaisen, it's so unique. It does not feel like the intro that I expected, and that actually excites me more than anything. Warps us in, and we get our OP. Man, I really want to hear the OP again at, like, full volume without monitoring. So, and I'm actually going to turn it up a little bit more for myself. I'm just going to straight listen to this through again and watch it through, and I'll pause it and I'll note stuff if I note particular things, okay? Okay, let's look at all the flash text. Proper death, Ryomen Sukuna, the golden age of sorcery. You're a strong kid, so help people. At the very least, I want the people I know to have proper deaths. Yeah. Twins, this is war, not a battle to fix what's wrong. What have you been entrusted with? Secret execution. Don't overestimate. The value of life. Special grade cursed object. Jujutsu technical. Itadori Yuji, I will exorcise you as a curse. Blood. Is it going to be your grandfather's fault when you get killed by a curse? I guess that makes us accomplices. I'm not going to regret the way I live. Emerge from the darkness that is darker than black. Purify that which is impure. Reverse technique. And that's it. Okay. Big CG. Whoosh. Wow. Caught in a whirl. Wow, that's crazy looking. That's crazy looking. Okay. Back to listening. Is this Maki? In flames. Wow. His different symbols all leading up to Maharagas, yeah. Panda baby! Okay, there's a super fast set of flashes here. Oh, okay. Oh, eaten with the brothers. That's Megumi's sister? I think. Oh, is that Megumi? Yeah, that's Megumi's shadow in front of her. Okay. Oi. And then there's our lady. I like middle guy. He seems weird. We've been putting this one big black building down a couple of times, or whatever it is. You know, we're looking up at it here. It's this big tower thing. Wonder if that's actually a thing. We have not Ghetto sort of put it down and look through it. I wonder if that'll be an actual object, like a giant tower full of monsters that we gotta fight or something like that. We've got his eye looking down and through. She looks badass. Yeah, man, that is gonna be a thing. It's almost like the giant ships in Arrival just... Maybe it's a barrier? I don't... I should stop speculating. Oh, we've got the stitched skull on his mother. And him swaddled little baby. Maybe Megumi and his sister? The painterly aesthetic is really interesting. I wonder if they actually painted these, or if they're a digital facsimile. They look like they're painted. If they did that, then they did that for all of the ED scenes as well. That's kind of freaking crazy. We're gonna find out about her, huh? Ooh, and then the scream. So there... Oh, maybe there are more references to famous paintings than I expected. Who's this guy? He seems great. Megumi's not into it. This is that same location, the same pillar thing, but in... Oh, this is Klimt, Gustav Klimt, right? The Kiss. Yeah. Okay, it's a bunch of famous paintings. Yeah, oh, Jesus, fuck. Let me pull up the Kiss. Yeah, we've just converted it into something fucking horrifying. That's cool. Hey. Wasn't he gonna be executed? Who's that? I don't know. These scenes are awesome. Each one is only a handful of frames, but each one creates like a dynamic intro for the character. And they kind of all flow together, too. That's neat. Ooh, that's his hologram bullshit. Whatever he's doing, it's related to that. Wonder what we're burning here. Oh, she's cute. Kind of terrifying for some reason. Planets. Orb. All the Zenin. That's a bunch of paintings that I'm not going to get references to. They almost look like woodblock prints. Oh, this is crazy. Looks like there's going to be a lot of war amongst Jujutsu sorcerers. Ophelia. Boom. Okay. Okay, cool OP. I really like the visuals. The song will grow on me. What a fast introduction to discover that this guy's a total dickhead. Oh, good. I'm glad she's on the verge of death. Strike one. Yeah, she's no good. Doesn't know how to support a man. Any woman has to walk 3 steps behind a man or should be stabbed in the back and left to die. Strike two. That one maybe counts for 2. Same face and tits, but she understands her place, and that's what's valuable. What a dick. And strike 3, not showing up when your father's at death's door and not giving a shit because you know you're gonna be next in line anyway. What a piece of shit. So our little moment of conflict between these characters, between these relatives, sets the light in motion, and then that dominates the flow and feel of the rest of the scene, is these shadows moving back and forth, but our executor of the will does not care. This scene's crazy. The looming blanked faces, the sort of hands down. This guy is in danger. You are in danger. That's the feeling that I get. What a cool scene. This is how you accent legal proceedings. Like, holy shit. Naoya is going to be the guy. He's got to ask to use the tools for them. However, if Gojo is not here, then Megumi will become part of the clan, and he will become the head. Holy shit. So we're off to go kill Megumi. Easy peasy, no problem. Who's that? Well, you know, the vessel of Sukuna. Well, then go tell them that Zenin Naoya is going to kill Sukuna's vessel. I just want to check. I felt like the lady walking behind him, 3 steps, hesitated for half a step. Yeah, yeah, she knows. Oh. Oh, okay, maybe. I'll kill them both. It'll be fine. Anyone can die there at any time. What's the deal with these sandal wrap knots and then tying them off and cutting them off? Is that the norm? Is it normal to do that? That feels very expensive. It feels like you'd waste string, right? Is that the point? Is the point to show that he doesn't give a fuck and he's, you know, just a wasteful piece of crap? Yeah, I think so. So, Yuji, we've seen you washing blood off your hands. We've seen you wandering the city streets and avoiding curses. What's really going on inside your brain case? Oh, I see. It should have been me. What will you do? What can you do? Stained glass. I wrote down 3 things on my note paper. I wrote down 3D settings because I think the 3D motion background situation is gorgeous through the episode. I wrote down color spray, indicating when they punch open a creature and it's purple everywhere or a blast of green guts going blah, blah, blah. It's pretty cool. I think it adds a lot. And I wrote down stained glass because there are multiple scenes in the episode that use light passing through colorful stained glass to produce really interesting tone and really interesting backdrops. This is one of them. Another that it's not exactly stained glass, but it fits in the same sort of artistic vibe, is when Yuji's on his back and there's the big tree landscape behind them. That infusion of, like, physical art in the space that's repurposed. It's like it no longer has its purpose because people aren't coming and observing it. It now serves as backdrop or location setting for our battles is really interesting to me. I think it's cool. Like we're fighting in the ruins of a culture, of a civilization, of art and all of these things, and their meaning is lost but still lent to the battles that happen. Yeah, it's neat. He's healing, but not on the inside, and Sukuna is growing. Besides, I've killed so many people. We do something really intentional with these continuous cuts back as he descends these stairs. It's almost as though the staircase is endless, is the feeling. Like he's descending and descending, and then the path gets longer, and then longer, and then longer. He's racked by these worries and fears when it comes to saving people, when it comes to his own decisions and the destruction that they've caused. I killed your brothers too. And Choso extends forgiveness. That's what being a brother is. There was never a question about it. That's what it means. The image of the stained glass becomes a blur. They walk out into it and it's like space has warped. Let's go. Thinning out curses. Oh, it's badass. The 2 curses fighting over him, destroying each other in the process. This big rushing, running. Boom. And then... Okay, so little trick, we keep his feet off frame. Very clever. Because usually when you've got characters running on sliding CG objects, the one thing that goes wrong is slidey stuff. Now, we've got a particular animator on this show, I think for season 3 as well, who loves their slidey stuff. But I don't think he's working here, and it's not the style that we're going for. So instead, we just keep his feet off frame. That's clever. Now they're in frame. Looks great. Leap. Tumbling backward, too. Sense of space and location and like orientation to other objects is really genuinely felt even though we're tumbling through midair. Boom! Okay, there's one of them color splashes. and then we sort of fall through it. I don't love that it's all CG guts. I don't think there's any other way you could do this, but they just look artifacty and kind of bad. Now, the motion that Itadori goes through and the whole movement of the whole space looks great. Like, again, I don't think there's a way that you can do this without the CG bits or double, triple, three times, four times the amount of animation effort. And it doesn't matter to me because what we create is this sense of momentum and then wham into another momentum. This feels like a level up. I mean, it's kind of everywhere now. The incredible rushing through city streets and flying over buildings and stuff has become kind of more baseline because Chainsaw Man and the Chainsaw Man movie, it's all over the place. The Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, it's all over the place, but now it feels like it's just acquired, like skill acquired. We were pushing for it and pushing the boundaries of what was possible, and now it's like locked in. It's like this is just doable. It's just doable by Mappa. Whenever they want, they can pull this out, and suddenly you're rushing from like walking through a building to hurtling through city streets hundreds of feet above the ground on the back of a weird fucking curse. Oh my god. Bam. Color splatters again. And we're tumbling through guts and goop again. Soundtrack is interesting. From the building synth layer that sort of builds us into the first scenes to this kind of high pitched, almost drum and bass BPM. It's cool. It all fits to me. It all really feels like it fits, and is unique. I'm in a particular space, and that space is only Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm there aurally, I'm there visually, I'm there, like, temporally. I'm just there. We're home, baby! There's so much creature animation in the next few seconds. Yuji drops, creatures going by, and then one of them slams into this barrier. Boom! And he's running, and it's just creatures going by. Wah, 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 wah. In through here, and then at a certain point, we turn all the lights into flares. Right there. And then change the color of the space gradually. And reveal Chosa's presence. Boom! Zing, 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 zing. Nice. Now there's a subtlety to it as well. Physical strength matched with exceptional control of cursed energy. Truly a demon. Well, we knew that. Sakuga. Try to remember your father should have had stitches on his forehead too. So he's trying to uncover the past, uncover Kamo's history and how he fucked with Sukuna, how he fucked with Itadori from an early age. Now he is here to kill ya. These little letterboxes as we go through are kind of fun as he remembers his whims and influence have saved, you know, it remembers all these lines from other people. Total dickhead. Totally terrifying. I don't think we have enough information to understand exactly what he's doing, but it seems bad. It seems bad. It seems OP as shit. He's moving way too fast. This sequence is cool. I wonder if it's the same guy who did a bunch of the, like, up-close hand-to-hand combat scenes in the previous season. We had noted who that was. I wonder if we'll find them familiar. It feels like it's very similar. But he's completely... doesn't care. Holograms his way out of here. Weird. Interesting. Guess I'll crank up the speed a little bit, but everybody catches a fucking vibe. And he thinks it's Gojo. Oh my god. Yuta is that scary, and we truly paint him as like he's the monster in this episode. He's so frequently down, like lit from below. True scary stories around the campfire style. And there's a scene a little bit later where he's continuously lit with this shadow crossing across his eyes. Really sinister framing around Yuta. Which is cool because we've like met and spent time with Yuta, but now we're in Yuji's perspective and they clash. Huh. Who are each of you to Itadori? Wham! Threat. You're Okotsu, yeah? I'm just Zeninoya. I'm just here to kill Itadori. So I'll stay out of your way. Everything will be fine. Choso sets himself up to self-sacrifice. Like, I really think that he's just buying time for Yuji. Why does he want him to hold off on reporting it? Oh, to bait Megumi. That's right. Focus on getting away from Okotsu. He's the same type as Gojo. Yeah, the two eyes split diagonally almost perfectly, right? Like almost one eye is completely in shadow and the other one is almost completely in the light. It's like a split right down the middle. It's super interesting to me. And then there's always this sense that he's got the dark circles under his eyes. He's kind of overwhelmed, kind of overworked, kind of tired. He scares me. This way he won't have to fight another human being. No more blood on his hands, and he won't have to feel bad about leaving me. He's such a handful, he says, like a real older brother looking out for his little brother. We'll meet up at yesterday's spot, and you know he's lying. But they're gonna work together. Fuck, man. So Choso's gonna fight down Naoya? Oh, I don't give Choso the best of chances. I mean, Choso's really fucking powerful. He's really surprisingly powerful, but this guy teleports. He teleports, it's bad. He's fast. And he seems to understand Choso's technique. That's bad. Okay, there was something, just a little something about this. We start rushing, and there's this whoosh of wind in the background. And Yuta whispers his lines. He's fast. I expected to take him out in the initial rush. What do I do? I'm not sure. It's whispered. Something about that is like calm and confident in one sense, but it's also like quiet and reserved. Oh, it's really interesting. Not quite sinister, but absolutely terrifying. Dunno why you have it though, because it's a Zenin technique, right? Or is it is it a different clan, the arrows guy? It's checkmate. You're gonna die. I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm scared for him. So then Big Boy emerges, and we cut straight to the moment that we left us at. Facing down death in the form of Yuta Otsuka. Otsuka Okotsu. So why doesn't that cut him? I thought that should have cut him too, and Yuta seemed certain that it was going to. Is it just Yuji's sheer physical capacity here? Or does something weird happen? I don't know. He's like Maki. He's got that reinforcement. Something about this wide, with the characters all blurry and just the beam of light that the sword becomes. I just want to see it. I just want to see the whole sequence. There's something really unique about it. I can't place it. Maybe it's rotoed, but it doesn't feel quite like it. It feels like it's just creative. There's also a pace to it. Like Yuta makes his first strike, and then he sort of like whoop and hits a standstill, and then slides back into it. So whoop, hits that standstill, and then slips back into it, and then he whoop, whoop, whoop. But then the same thing from up close angles, and it's a flurry of blades. It's really cool looking. I've always been a fan of the stand on the opponent's blade trope, even if it's a little silly. Ugh, that amount of cursed energy is crazy. Exact opposite. And now I'm done talking. Okay. Blurs. We do it again here. blurry. Foop, 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 clear. Foop, blurry. And it's not the whole frame, necessarily, right? It's like individual elements get blurry. They're not smears, they're blurs. Our camera isn't able to quite hold focus on the moving characters in the center of the frame, as though we're in handheld, trying desperately to keep them in focus. As though we're there. As though we're there and struggling to focus on everything. Keep these flashbacks, all these people who've influenced him, all these lines that run through his head. But this guy, it's all bursting. Ain't no reading those movements. And he's got barriers. He thinks of some of the people he's lost. I can't afford to die just yet. Yeah, well, oh, man, I don't know if you've got a choice. Through the Humvee is really cool. Whoosh, whoosh, out the other side. Breaking it up with this shot of grabbing the knife is kind of cool. All the training, all the friendship. The kick? Yeah. I can win this! Yeah, if it was just you and Yuta, maybe you could. But there's a reason he's special grade. I'm sorry. Yuji has a sword in his heart. How the hell are we gonna go forward from here? I don't know, but I'm really excited by how crazy and willing to shake expectations this episode feels to me. What fun. What fun. As I scroll through it really fast, I just want to note color. This show is really colorful. Dominated by sunset hues, purples, pinks for much of the episode. These pink skies in the background. Green when we're under in the lights in the tunnel space. White and like black and white almost perfectly when we're in here. What a range. What a range of styles. What a range of feelings. Deep reds. Deep reds that are almost like we're in Sukuna's realm. Purple everywhere as we're fighting through this sequence. And then Okotsu sort of dominating with his pink. And just these flashes from the past of blue that come back in. But Okotsu basically dominating with pink aura. Whoa! Right from the get-go, a totally different tone than I would have expected from Jujutsu Kaisen. This sort of slow building pressure that makes me feel anxious, makes me feel nervous, like something's deeply wrong on the inside. And the visual language that we get around that says that for Yuji Itadori, something is wrong on the inside. Now he's got to deal with it. And he's got to deal with a world that's coming after him, coming after all of his friends. And with people who are contributing to that falling apart just because of their own pursuit of power. We haven't even touched on the real deal situations, the fucking real problems here. We haven't touched on not Ghetto, except from what Choso has asked about. It feels like the whole of the show is still open to us to explore. In a strange way, this episode, even though it jumps to so many places and sets so many things up, it's kind of laser focused on bringing us back in and getting us up to speed with Yuji Itadori's state of being. And I think it does a great job. He's mostly isolated. He's got this one connection to Choso, and it's in jeopardy. That guy's fighting Naoya right now, and he seems like a real threat. All the action, it's here. We're capable of bringing it right back. The music lining up with it feels excellent, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what else this soundtrack has to bring. The animation seems like it's there. But more than that, like, wow, lots of things are moving very fast, and that's impressive. There's a tonal clarity. There's a vision. here. There's a vision and an idea that's trying to be represented in, you know, in vague gestures, in artistic representations, and it creates a feeling that's very difficult to put into words, but it is certainly unique. It is certainly like nothing I've ever seen. It is this episode's tone. I wonder if next episode will be totally different. I wonder how much range we can explore here. Filmic, but not cinematographically like big film, perfectly done, giant sets, like not quite. Filmic like monster movie. Sometimes we're in handheld, sometimes we're showing news footage, sometimes we're in really detailed, high quality camera sort of stuff, but it's sort of all over the place. It's a mishmash. It's creative. It's not feeling like it's limited. It's not like, all right, we're gonna shoot on an Alexa and it's gonna be like the best, perfect. Everything's gonna be IMAX and it's all gonna be Avatar. That's a great example. You know how everything in the Avatar movies all feels exactly the fucking same? Like, yeah, it's impressive. It's like amazing CGI, beautiful effects, all that jazz, but it's all the same. Like we're shooting it all through the same camera with basically the same lens for the entire film. It's all the same. It's all the same degree of clarity. It's like the maximum clarity, but it's all the same. This is not like that. This is a different type of cinema. It's more scrappy. Yeah? More like what you'd see at an art show or a film festival. It's a little bit more creative, a little bit more nuts. I like it. I like it. That builds promise to me of like, well, we can go really nuts when we do something crazy, and we can do it differently than we have already. Because Jujutsu's already explored a huge amount of space. Jujutsu's already covered a lot of the action animation stuff that it can do. So where do we go from there? How do we elevate? How do we increase? How do we improve? Different directions. More options, like different tones, and a willingness to tone back. We don't always have to be more, 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 more. Less can be more too. And we can vary things. That's what this feels like. This feels like we're able to vary our angle, vary our perspective, vary the lens, vary the very camera that we're using. Change everything. Okay, let's check Sakuga. Let's start to match up some names to some cuts. Okay, that is a crazy number of cuts to Tepe Okuda, Mitsuko Baba, Songyun Song, Takafumi Mitani, that's familiar, Tepe Okuda again, Mitani, Masahiro Tokumaru. Okay, let's go through them all. At least for this first episode, I want to see everything that I can. I want all the information that I can get. So that as I have a week to like percolate on this, I come up with as many ideas as I can. Okay, so this is walking across a walk. Cool. Something about the way that this snapped open felt really cool to me. I've always liked those like doctor's bag style, like clasp hingy sort of bags. They're kind of cool. We've got all the light shifting the whole time. It's neat. Okay, Tepe again. This is for the appearance of Naoya. Some facial expressions that are really great. Chosa's in particular. Yeah, okay. Tying some shoes. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Great scene. Wow, all these faces, all these angles, and all the shadows moving on them are all Tepe Okuda. That's crazy. Mitsuko Baba, Shinsaku Kozuma, that's familiar, and Takafumi Mitani, very familiar group. Okay, we've got a bunch of presumptions, but the presume for Kozuma is a formality. No one else on planet Earth draws smoke and debris like that. Currently, Baba is presumed by process of elimination. Okay. First 20 seconds. Kozuma. Ooh, for these sort of blocky smoke. Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for that then. That is a really unique look for smoke, and I didn't even notice it when it was happening. Okay, we've got all of these facial expressions. We're presuming that the next minute or so is all Baba. It's lots of characters, looking at each other, making facial expressions, including Yuta. Okay. 2 seconds of Kozuma at 135. Running, running, running. Smoke. Okay, cool. Back to Baba, and then Kozuma right at the end. Running, talking, slow pans. Kozuma. Cool. Song Yun Song. CGI jump scare. I think it looks fine. Takafumi Mitani. Oh, this is the hand washing of the blood, which I thought had a very particular tone to it. I would like to look at Takafumi Mitani. I know I've looked at them before. I might have to avoid Jujutsu spoilers. Okay, for some reason Sakuga Brew is refusing to load when I actually just search for Takafumi Mitani, so we'll just move along for now, and then hopefully my internet starts working. Apparently Mitani did over 7 minutes of key animation on this episode. Goddamn. So all of this running and jumping and leaping and sliding and slipping and eating and all of it, and it's broken. No. No. Why is my internet broken? Hey, my internet is no longer broken. Okay, there's a Chainsaw Man. There's My Hero Aka. There's a Hero Aka. There's a season 2 Jujutsu. That'll be important. Oh wait, did he do the water scene in Chainsaw Man with the washing hands? Also the water scene with the in the shower and stuff? Was that Mitani? Let's grab a couple of these. Hands. Blood. Speedy movement. This is a bunch of people, so it's hard to... 0 to 12. Okay. Okay. 18 to the end. Mitani. Okay. Oh my god. That's almost Utapani. Whoa. Okay, this is Jujutsu. Moving through space. Ooh, all the darkness and stuff. Okay, this is that scene. Okay. This is the same scene. Okay. People, 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 people. Woof, the barrier. Okay. Careful hands, careful hands. Subtle character stuff. Yeah, okay. Okay, I've got a grasp on it. 7 minutes, though. Holy shit. All of this? All the monster stuff, too? The enormous creature? Like, this? Woof. Incredibly impressive. Okay, so this is that quick hand-to-hand. Thup, 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 thup. This is Okuda. Okay. I don't want anything season 3. This is all Okuda. Oh, that guy. Okay. Not the person, it seems, who is responsible for the other hand-to-hand combat that we saw in the first season. Or the previous seasons. Cool. The car is not CGI? It didn't seem to be. This is all Mitani. Wait. So this whole fight, that whole piece of fight is the same person as this whole piece of fight. And that all is the same as... God damn. All of this is credited Mitani as well. All the spirit moving around, the half-blurred sword swinging sequence. What about this stuff in the background? Like, all of this is Takafumi Mitani? Are you fucking kidding me? Including the Hummer? Including Rika? Including... That's wild. What a great effort. Two really incredible efforts over the course of this episode. Okuda and Mitani. putting in the work, and I think it works. I think it makes it work. Okay, that's our Sakuga Buru searching for now, and it feels like we have, I don't know, we've shown like two tools in our toolbox, which is crazy because my impression of the episode is that, wow, what range in this one episode. It differs in its vibe completely from the previous seasons of Jujutsu as far as I'm concerned. It has a bunch of unique vibes and tones all mishmashed together in this episode in a way that actually feels coherent to me and makes it make sense. And yet, it's just a couple of people, a couple of our talents working on the episode. Which means that there are a whole lot more voices that can come in, and next episode might be completely different. That's really exciting. That's really exciting. Jujutsu Kaisen as an individual story, great, fun, enjoyable. Cool action, interesting themes, fight, fight, fight. An opportunity to showcase incredible animation, all that stuff. As a project, as like something to observe where a bunch of very talented people are coming together to make something happen, and you can kind of hear their individual voices in the choir. You can sort of pick out their individual instruments and pick out what accents and notes each of them is contributing to the whole thing. Or you can spend your time watching the conductor, you know, watching Goso put this all together and make it all flow. As a project, I'm so far beyond impressed. I think it's really cool. I think I have to view it in both frames and kind of at the same time. It's like, here's this thing that I'm just enjoying as a piece of media, but then also as a production, as what it means for anime production. The show seems important to me. It seems cool. Okay, here is Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Episode 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I'll catch you for the next one. And you'll join me for the rest of the little journey that we go on here for the next 13 episodes. People throw around terms like peak pretty frequently, and they do it with shows like Jujutsu. I don't know if Jujutsu Kaisen is the peak of animation. I hope not. But it is absolutely striving to reach new heights. And that's something that I can get behind. And as long as there are shows striving to reach new heights in this medium, I'm going to be right here watching them, trying to pick apart what it is that they're doing, what they're experimenting with, and how it works. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this breakdown of the first episode. I'm going to go have a breakdown. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm fine. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Much love. Early access on the Patreon. Peace.